Hello everybody and welcome to round number 5 of the SLR GT Championship, where this time out we're at Alsace. Before we start, I'd like to apologise for not being here last week. Unfortunately that I was working that week, so yeah, it's just how it is, and hopefully we can put up a good show tonight, as my controller's going to do a lally for some reason. But from the early stage of qualifying, Ben Gallagher's put it on pole for the first couple of laps. He's done a 41.0, he's confident he can do a 40. Raul is 6 steps behind with Dizzy, obviously a new SLR driver for SL Blue team after Fodbold and Psycho's departure. So they needed new drivers. Also, someone new is in the SLR team is Jarv. Jarv got promoted from T2, as I asked him to fill in for Benny while his internet problems plague him. So hopefully he can do a solid job tonight. And then we've got that small guy as well racing for Mocky Mix's team. I forgot what they're called. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he was racing from the start, he just didn't turn up or wasn't available. But he's here this week and we'll be able to see what he can do, because he's been doing really well in other leagues, so it'll be interesting to see how he bodes up with Ben and Raul. And obviously Alfred Jensen as well in the blue team. Fairly new. There's the first round of, let's say, laps are over. And it looks like that Ben is on top so far, as Dizzy goes faster, gets within 4/10 of his saying that, Dizzy loses it in turn 1, but he got it within 4/10 of Raul there, so that's a pretty decent lap from Dizzy. As we have some unsavoury comments in the comment section there, I must admit. But yeah, it's looking fairly close to the top. Second between the top 3, but not everyone's done a lap. I don't know if Black November's here this week actually. Obviously with Zebra kind of leaving the chat, and I don't really know why that happened still. And what, 5 viewers, 6 viewers. I mean, hello everybody. And with Black November losing his teammate Zebra leaving the chat, and then obviously Black November, and I can't remember who his teammate was at the time. And Mick isn't here either, I don't think, yet. He might join at the end of quali. So a few regulars not quite here this week, but we've still got 10 cars on the grid. We've still got a race to be run. Obviously we're still in qualifying right now for the people that are joining us. And it's currently Ben Gallagher in the team consistency car, yet to win a race this season, except for the pre-season race. Is yet to win one in the actual season, having Spain took off of him as he received a 5-second penalty for his incident with George. He'll be hoping to get into the 40s and try and secure that pole. But it's up to people like Raul and Dizzy, both the SLR boys, probably Mocky Weeks. That small guy puts in a 43.1. So that's around 2.1 seconds off to 2 seconds to 0.1 off the pole position. It's not bad from him, but he's got a bit of damage to his car at the minute, and he's coming in straight to the pits. There's Ben. I think Ben's on a lap now, so we'll stay on board with him. as he comes round now to close the lap. There's it's only around 10-15 seconds to the end of this lap, and we'll see if he's being able to improve. It doesn't look like it. Although he's not far away if he does, and he's 1/10 away, so that's not bad from Ben consistency wise. Mucky Mix pits, and everyone else seems to be on an out lap. Alfie, bless him, is down in 6th. We have 43.1. He'll be hoping for something slightly better than that, I'm sure. Only 200ths behind that small guy, so quite unlucky for Alfie there. 2IP yet to get a good lap in, maybe he's just out of practice. I think Ben's improving by the sound of that noise, of the lap count. Not the lap count, the timer. This Ben is actually right behind Ralph, so becoming a bit of a tow, which could help him. I think that's what he's looking for. Although he's in the grass and that's the end of his lap, so the tow means absolutely nothing for Ben this time round. As Raul's now going to come round to finish his lap in about 15-20 seconds time. So we'll stay on board and we'll see what the lead reigning reigning SLR champion and the reigning well, the championship leader as well. So what can Raul do as he comes across the line now, and he's managed to get a 40.9 to edge Ben out by 1/10, and that will infuriate him, I'm sure, as he knows he can go well into the 40s. And then it's a big gold gap between everybody else. This rare Jarve displaces that anything to give. He's got Alfie ahead. He's 2/10 up on his fastest, which would get him back ahead of Jarve, but he's just lost the car in the grass, and that could cost him them 2/10, but we don't know how bad or good his lap was at 43.1 should I say. Alfie ahead of him won't be doing him too much good. Bit of a slipstream, but he needs him really out of the way. If Alfie's on a lap, then he's entitled. As Alfie gets well out of the way there, and here goes that small guy, and he does a 40.2, and I'm pretty sure he'd improved if he wasn't in there in the way, as Dizzy's struggling to keep up the front two, who seem to be on a different level at the minute to everyone else in the field. As Raul comes around the last corner now, keeps it nice and tidy, goes for the positioning of the car, placement rather than sliding it like that small guy did, and he improved by 2.5 and that will worry Ben, because that's a 0.7 now as Raul. But obviously the fuel goes down in qualifying because they just pit, so it just keeps going down and down, so they all keep improving right to the end of the session. I don't know what Dizzy's doing there, but he's spinning the wheels off a bit. There's Mokimix now to come around the final corner. Will he be able to threaten Dizzy's time? It looks like a decent lap, and he does a 41.5, and he dislodges Dizzle and Dizzy, and manages to get to P3 behind Ben and Raul, who seem to be in a bit of their own battle. As Ben's just trying to pick up any tow going. Obviously now it's off of Dory. Obviously the Italian, who's had a decent start to the season, better than expected I presume. I mean, Dory wasn't expecting a lot, but Ben will be driving in anger that he's got a 3/10 gap now to to Raoul. And Raoul will probably be improving again, we don't know that. But Dory has blocked him an absolute treat. And Ben will be fuming with that one. Absolutely fuming. Nothing's going his way at the minute. And everything's going up the Raoul at the minute. As Mocky Mix is improving on his lap, so maybe he might be able to get Ben as well. As I don't quite know what Dizzy's doing. Maybe he's giving up on qualifying. As there is another 6 minutes to go, if I'm correct in saying. Jarv is in P5, so he's doing a decent job behind Dizzy. 7 tenths down, he's ahead of that small guy who can't get a break himself. He's trying his best, bless him, but not quite getting it together at the minute. And I'm sure he's got more pace in the tank. But he's got engine damage, which I don't know why I'm watching him then. But we're on board with Alpha Jensen, who's improving. Did Mocky Mix improve? He did, he got within 2 tenths of Ben. And Ben's yet to really do anything to trouble the lap time of Raoul at the top of the times. As Alfie comes across the line now, will he be able to improve? Yes he does, he goes out of Jarv and that small guy there. We're 42.3. So SLR, the SLR team are now first, third, 5th and 6th and an 8th, with CYP who's had pretty lacklustre qualifying so far, but 1 lap is all it takes to really make something happen. And it's interesting to see how much fuel they get through. I mean, if you look at Raoul and Ben, Raoul's got the least, because he's just been going round and round and round. He knows not to rest on his laurels. But as you look at people at the back, like that small guy's got a lot more fuel. That could affect his lap times, but I think that small guy's kind of give up and he's kind of taking his 7th place. But you don't know, Dory, fly high, I suppose, but fly high's a long way off. As CYP's binned it, got away with it, hurt his tyres a little bit, but he's still alive. As Mocky Mix comes across the line and he's on his out lap. And so is Ben, but there's limited time left and it looks like Raoul's going to claim a very important pole position, and he'll know he'll have to do some really good stuff in the race to get away from Ben and try and get redemption for last week, because he didn't claim a victory last week. None of the SLR boys did either, so he'll be hoping to make something happen this time around. And they're in a good place. With Ben the only team consistency car here, there'd be a good chance for the orange team to catch up to the leaders, with obviously 3 cars with Jarv and Jarv, Ben, CYP and Raoul. But Raoul's coming across line any second now. Will he be able to improve on his lap? No, he's a 41.5, and that could be the last thing Raoul does in this. But Ben's going for 1 more. You've seen how much less fuel these have. They're on like half everybody else, because they're just going round and round and round and round, and that's the key. As Ben gets all out of shape, as we'll have a look at Raoul, and Mocky Mix is not out of the question. I suppose he is actually. He's not really going to get another lap in, I don't think. But it's between these 3 really. As Dizzy's actually on his best lap, maybe he might be able to dislodge Mocky Mix if he has a good one. Obviously Mocky Mix has got 2 of his teammates here this week instead of just Dory, so he'll be hoping for a good team performance. from the Menace team, that's it. We'll keep an eye on Raul, who's getting a very nice tow for Dizzy at the minute, but will he be able to get past him with no problems? Obviously they both have SLR teammates, you don't expect them to get in each other's way too much. I think Ben has given up with 7 seconds off, so that suggests he's settling for that second place. And we all know how important pole is to get that lead, and we'll see what Raul can do here as he comes across the line now, and it's a 40.6, and that extends it to 3.5 tenths. And Ben promised us to he'd get into the 40s. He promised me beforehand. He didn't manage it. It's 41.0 from Ben. He'd be disappointed. And Dizzy did improve by 3 tenths, but not enough. Alfie just ahead of Jarv. That small guy. CYP still going at it, but it's the end of qualifying pretty much, with Dory and then Fly High in last. But yeah, it should be make an interesting race, especially between the top two. They seem in a league of their own at the minute, but it's all about the start. Can Mokimix jump them off the start in his Honda? I don't know how good the Honda is compared to the Nissan, but basically everyone's in the Nissan but Mokimix at the minute, I think. But Raul would need this win, not for just the team championship, for the drivers as well. It could be a very important race for him. And I wonder, will Dory get off the line without no issues? We'll keep an eye on him as we go, and it looks like Dory's got away, so we're all ready to go. And Mokimix has got to jump on Ben Gallagher, who's had a very slow start, and it looks like that Mokimix is going to take the position very nicely from Ben, although round there Ben holds it round the outside, gets the power over Mokimix, and that is not what I wanted, as that small guy's got an absolute rocket of a start, as he's now looking his way down the inside of his teammate Mokimix for P3, and he's in like P7. He's off like a rocket, and there's a bit of contact, but I think they both get away with it, and it looks like it looks like Ben got a shocker, as Raul has already got 1.4 gap, but it's all in behind. It's a matter of the year, with that small guy pressuring Mokimix in his early stages. Obviously he couldn't get a good quali lapping, but we don't know his actual pace, with Dizzy in behind, and this could make for a great battle between these lot, with Jarv, the Fly High, Alfie, Dory, and I think CYP's had a bit of a mare, because he's got a bit of damage in his way back. He's already 7 seconds off. But looking further forward, Mokimix and that small guy going into a corner I don't know any of the names of, but it looks like that Mokimix has held on for now, as Mokimix pretty much got out of the way, but to let that small guy go to try and catch Ben, but it almost felt like it was a bit of a team effort there, as Dizzy is catching obviously these two, and it might make sense to let that small guy go instead of battling him, or it might have been a mistake, I'm not sure, but Dizzy is looking at the back of Mokimix, but Mokimix is now sitting a slipstream of that small guy, who might be better leading, as Raul has pulled out 1.7 seconds on Ben Gallagher on his opening lap. That small guy third, Mokimix fourth, Dizzy fifth, Fly High sixth, Malfi seventh, Jarv eighth, Dory ninth, and then 2IP's in the pits, and he will probably be doing the 2-stop now. But it'll be interesting to see what it is, because remember what Dylan did with his 2-stop, he managed to get like P5 still, even though he had the earlier incidents. It looks like Dizzy is pushing the Honda NSX all around the track in the Nissan, and it looks only a matter of time before Dizzy makes a move or does something reckless. But that small guy's hardly pulling away from Mokimix. There isn't much between them at all. As actually Ben's reeled in Raul by a massive amount. And that is quite surprising actually. He must have made a mistake at some point in the lap. But the biggest battle is between these three. You've got Fly High, Alfie, Jarv, who's dropping back slightly. He's got a bit of damage, so that's probably why. But these three seem to be in their own little battle. That small guy's trying to catch Ben a little bit. I think he's holding the gap rather than pushing for it at the minute. But strategy could come into a massive part of this race. Ben sets the fastest lap with a 41.3 and Raul only a 42.1, so that's a massive amount for that lap. Obviously the start from Ben wasn't ideal, and now I'll have Mucky Mix to try something. Oh, that small guy's disappeared. He's been in the wall, I think. I don't think there was anything involved in it because he looked to be pulling away, so he must have span it out of turn 1, which is unfortunate. We've got the worst camera views going. So Mucky Mix, his teammate, is in front, back up to 3rd with Dizzy in 4th, Fly High now in 5th, after he started last. But now the main battle seems to be between the front 2. Obviously we know Dylan here this week. Dylan usually is in this battle, or Benny. Obviously he's not here at the minute with his internet problems. He'll be hoping to be back next time round. And it looks like Raul is trying to hoist this team forward. I mean, he's the only one with any sort of consistency in the whole team. I mean, CYP's nowhere at the minute. He's currently last, 45 seconds down. In fact, he's paused the game. So he's probably going to just pause it round, as that small guy has made another mistake, I think. I don't think he had an incident with Dory. But he's got engine damage and that could be the end of his race. Yeah, well, I can say that, yeah. Ben did make a fast recovery to try and get back up to Raul. And it's all about, can he maintain the pace? I mean, he's better on the tyres, we know that much, than everybody else it seems, but in the previous races. But this is a different track, different characteristics, and we don't know how much practice has been put in by either. So, be interesting to see. Tyres seem very similar. It looks like Raul's edging it at the minute. Obviously, tyres and fuel are a massive part. And Ben's managed to burn a bit more than Raul, and I don't know how that is. Maybe Raul's saving a little bit, maybe to the next lap, I'm not sure. There's lots of things that can happen. Obviously there's 20 laps to go, well, for 16 laps to go now, of the 20, so a long way to go. Dizzy is still putting pressure on Mucky Mix, and I think that small guy will probably drop behind. No, he won't, that's a lie. He won't be dropping behind CYP because he was in pause for half the lap. But Alfie's putting pressure on Fly High now. And then Ben has made a mistake. Because he's I'm missing everything here, this is atrocious. But he's got rear damage to brake and his rear bumper. And now he's in 4th. So Raul come together with him. He's got 0 damage whatsoever, so it suggests that Ben has made some sort of a mistake. And he's into the pits. It's an really early stop, and this is not what team consistency guys would be wanting at all. As Ben now is in the pits, and he'll be back there with that small guy possibly. As CIP's left the room, and I'm not so really surprised. He's in the middle of nowhere. He might be back for the sprint, we don't know. In fact, forget my phone now, see if he's left. As Ben's out now, he's about, that's not really a true representation, he's not 35 seconds ahead. I don't think that is true. He's at 10, I think, at most. Yeah, there we are, he's updated, 11 seconds. And now Raul really has just to keep out of the wall, because he's quicker than Mucky Mix. Ben is raging that there's 22 laps instead of the 20. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he just got it wrong. But the tyre's holding out quite well so far. Dizzy's hurting a little bit behind Mocking Weeks. There's, fly high now for Jensen, we're getting quite close. Obviously the young Irishman behind someone from the USA. It's quite really weird where all these guys are from, and they're playing on the console, and they're playing from all the other side of the world. And Fly High is managing to get P4 at the minute, which is a good result for him because he hasn't got much to shout about this season so far. It looks like that small guy's really struggling. He got damage to his front end, so he's just making too many mistakes. Probably lack of practice, I'm not sure. He does play this game quite a lot, but in this car, this track, possibly not. That is, I think he's just doing a bit of showboating now, because that was pretty amazing, that drift. But we'll have a look what's happening. It looks like Ben is caught up to Dory Dory. Sorry for the camera angles, I can't do anything. That small guy has given up, I'm not surprised. But he had a bit of a torrid race. As Ben manages to claim P7 off Dory. As I'll just go and get my phone to see what is going off. As there is some messages in the chat. Who are you? Oh, that's an interesting message to have. Who are you? Messages. So we'll have up for some battles. Alfie's do I have any idea what happened to Ben? I'm presuming he span it in turn 1 like that small guy did earlier on in the race, but I can't be sure. I mean, he might have had contact with Raoul, but I don't think so. There's Fly High's had an incident and he's left the session. I will put a message in the old chatteroo. As everyone keeps leaving because they're dying, but it means there's less battles on track. As you can see, there's massive gaps, and probably the closest gap is Dizzy and Mocking Mix. So yeah, what seemed a promising race at the start has gone downhill. As Dizzy pits, and obviously this could be a vital part where the two SLR boys have pitted really early there. How much fuel did they put in the car as well? Obviously Jarvis has got a bit of damage, but he's got ahead of Dizzy, but it might be in his best interest to let Dizzy through. Ben's now to P5, but will he have to pit again? According to Dizzy's fuel, no. If Dizzy thinks he can get to the end on that fuel, then Ben doesn't have to pit again. interesting. There's Dizzy and Jarv are the closest battle on track at the minute. Monkey makes some, well, rounds in his race of his own at the minute, but he has to stay on it just in case Monkey makes starts to make something happen. But Ben's really killed the race in his mistake, or whatever it was. I can't really say because I don't know. But here goes Dizzy on Jarv, fairly respectful. It looks like Dizzy has got the job done. His job. He's been in the 45s, 44s, 45s recently, and Dizzy's been in 42s, so makes sense. There's Mockery's in the pits as they're putting in the fuel, and here comes Dizzy around last corner. Will he be able to get a jump on Mocking Weeks? And it looks like he has by a fair margin. As he goes Mocking Weeks, and Dizzy has jumped him, and Mocking Weeks gets ahead of Ben Gallagher, so Ben has dropped behind Mocking Weeks and Dizzy, as Dizzy is now 4 seconds clear of Mocking Weeks, and that's what the undercut does for you. And now it's interesting to see where Raoul comes out in terms of where Dizzy is. Obviously Raoul is starting to run out of fuel now, so maybe this lap might be the lap he comes in. He's been mid 42s. Dizzy was catching him at points in that stint, so Dizzy Al is probably the best bet of anyone who can beat Raoul. With Ben in 4th. Obviously just being behind Monkey Weeks, but he'll struggle with his tyres. But I think Ben might have to pit again, to drop him back a bit more. There's Raoul that comes into the pits, and it'll be interesting to see where Dizzy comes, where Raoul is. It'll be interesting to see where they're coming. It looks like Raoul will get ahead of Dizzy as he's not really coming around the last corner yet. As he comes now, Raoul is still refueling, and it looks like Dizzy Al. Oh, that's is Dizzy Al going to take the lead, but he's come out a second behind. And what a strategy from Dizzy, as he nearly gets Raoul there. And the undercut is so powerful in this game, it seems. He did a 41.8 in the pit lap. So Dizzy has some serious pace, and he's putting some pressure on what would seem to be a 6-second gap before. So I don't think it's been a mistake really, looking at the lap times. Just been Dizzy's putting some really good laps, and nothing that Monkey Weeks can actually live with, and Ben's struggling with it at the minute as well. So Dizzy's doing something fairly special at the minute. For SLR Blue Team. Dizzy on this first lap running lap has kept up right nice with Raoul. Except for the last corner there, but he'll be gaining a little bit down the straight with the slipstream. And that's a 41.7. Ben set the fastest lap so far with 41.2, so he's got pace, but unfortunately he's going. And you can see where Ben's tyre wear, his fronts are wearing a lot, which means he's pushing a bit too hard. He's 23 seconds front of Jarv, but if he's not careful he'll drop behind him. So can't really get any worse from Ben. 4th isn't a bad result, but it's not what he was looking for. And maybe he'll think 4th in a sprint win might be good enough. Might be a good idea. Oh, Alfie! 4-wheel drift. As Ben starts a pit, but he can't be too far away. Maybe he's trying to go to the end. Maybe he is. And will Jarv be able to catch him? I mean, Ben's in the 44th this lap, and Jarv is in the 43 flat, so he caught it by a second. The longer Ben stays out, the more risky he is, really, from Jarv. So I think he already has like a 3-second gap on Ben, so... But then again, Ben's got a lot better pace than Jarv at the minute. If he pits and obviously on fresh tyres to be quicker. So it might be an idea. As we've had another person drop out. Dory. So we're down to 6. Oh, Ben! Oh my god, he's made another mistake, and we saw that one. As he clattered the barrier, and he's got damage, and he probably will have to pit now to risk not getting... Jarvis pushing a bit too hard, and he clattered it, so unfortunately for Ben, he'll have to pit, it seems. And so he does. He was thinking about catching Mucky Mix, and now it looks like he's going to be struggling to get Jarv, who's 20 seconds back. Dizzy's falling back from Raoul, and Mucky Mix can't catch Dizzy. They're kind of staying the same. There's Ben, with I think he just, he put some new tyres in. Didn't put any fuel, not a lot of fuel in, so that's probably why it was a shorter stop. And that's why Jarv is still behind by 5 seconds, so yeah, he doesn't lose anything. It's all about can he catch Mucky Meeks. 24 seconds is a bit of a steep thing to catch. Raoul's got the fastest lap now with 41 flat, and Mucky Meeks, the most he can gain a lap is about 1.8, something like that, 1.7, 1.5 seconds a lap, and that's not really enough. He needs something 2 seconds plus. And I don't see that happening. Oh, he caught by 1.4 that lap. I was looking for something a bit more substantial, like. Because Mockery's actually catching Dizzy a bit. 4/10 on the last lap. Raoul's getting away. He's mid 41, so he's gone. Oh, that is interesting. Dizzy ran out of fuel. Oh, that is a bit of a blow, I'm not going to lie, for Dizzy. He's got to put some more fuel in the car. And I didn't actually... I knew he'd put less in, but I thought he might make it still. And Ben might get him. Actually, no. Ben comes up behind Dizzy. So, Dizzy gets away with that one. Ben's way behind Dizzy. 7 seconds. But 14 laps, 5 laps to go. He might get mocking weeks. 42.7s. Dizzy might be able to do low 41s, I suppose. You never know. The way Ben bottled wins this season and things like that, you just don't know. Obviously, Ben hasn't won a race. Obviously, first race of the season, he got beat by a second. He got overtaken with like 2 or 3 corners to go. Yeah, and he hasn't really looked likely since. As Ben's going purple, so he's going for Dizzy, I think, but Dizzy's going some whack as well on his charge of mucking weeks with 5 laps to go. And here goes Dizzy with opening lap. He's getting about 2 seconds on this one. Ben set the fastest lap of the race by 2/10, and actually fell back on the latter part of that lap from Dizzy. So Dizzy's got more in the tank, I think. And if you look at Raoul's tyres, Raoul will be fine, I think. Mocky Mix's tyres are looking fairly shoddy. He's done a 43.7. So it's still all to play for Dizzy, especially the way it's cashing him. It's the slow corners that will affect Mocky Mix the most. But his tyres will keep on going, and going. By the end, he'll be pretty off. Ben is catching Dizzy as well, so it's far from over. But I'd like to think that this probably would be the result. This is 2/10 off his personal best, which would put him about probably 42. Whereas Mocky Mix will probably be a 44, probably this lot. Around there. .43.9. So he's getting slower and slower as he overtakes his teammate there, as Dizzy. There's a 41.9, so that's 2 seconds a lap he's getting at the minute. They need slightly more, at the minute. Ben was catching his, looks like he's dropped off a bit. Maybe Dizzy, he gained a 10th that lap, did Dizzy, so he's gaining in places. Like this first sector he seems to be gaining a lot, and then he seems to lose it at the back end of the lap. Maybe his tyres are a lot, well not a lot more worn, they're just a little bit more worn. Couple of laps, because Dizzy pit on lap 14 and Ben pit on lap 12, so 2 laps difference in tyres, and that makes fairly decent amount of difference. You know, 3-4 tenths, something along those. Yeah, maybe not that much dramatic, probably a couple of tenths, but it'll mean a lot. And you'll see by Mocky Mix's tyres by the end of this race, he'll be well in the 44s, maybe in 45s around the last lap. That'll help Dizzy and Ben catch. Obviously Ben now is 13 seconds off of Mocky Mix, whereas Dizzy's 9. And all he needs is 3 seconds a lap, something around there. Ooh, Tom! Hello Tom, I disagree with the great race comment, but yeah, it's nice to see you. I haven't spoken to you for a very long time. There's Dizzy now does a 42.5, but yeah, as you can see, Raoul is even better than he was before. He's dominating, but yeah, there's a great talent, I suppose, with Mocky Mix not really being able to catch Raoul at this point. Dizzy is catching his 3 laps to go, and he's catching a lot. So we'll have a look at lap times. Dizzy 42.5, Mocky Mix 44, so it's still 2.1 seconds. Ben's still in the 41, so he's catching Dizzy this time now, whereas Dizzy seems to have had an off lap. If he can nail himself back in the 41s, then he'll be catching Mocky Mix hand over fist, and they should be able to get him. As the gap is coming down a lot. 6 seconds now, and it's nearly the end of this lap, and Mocky Mix's tyres are dying out, so it's a bit of suspense going on now. You know, it's been pretty boring for the last 10 laps, but with this Dizzy pit stop, it's created a bit of drama. But I don't think Ben will be able to do it. I think his tyres are too warm. Whereas Dizzy with 2 laps to go, 3 seconds a lap, that's all, he needs 3 seconds a lap, that might be a bit of a push. He got 2.6 on the last. So it's going to be very touch and go, especially with slipstream, that might help. Ben is still in the 41s actually, he's catching a couple of tenths, but it's not really enough. There's going to be a bit out. But you look at Mocky Mix's tyres and then you look at Dizzy's, I mean, it's visible. Very visible. I wish I could give you a different camera angle, but won't let me. As we're coming to the end of this lap, and it's nearly 4 seconds, the gap is making him sweat, but I think Mocky Mix has got this under control. Although in that last corner he's gained a significant amount on Mocky Mix. It's now down to 3.3. It's going to be very close. Oh, Mocky Mix in the last corner slides it all over the show, and it's allowed Dizzy to gain a little bit more, and he's done a 45.2. Dizzy's on the 42.3, and it's going to be very close. It was nearly 3 seconds. Vinny's 3.3 is, well, not 3.3 actually, it's 2.8 now. Ben seems out of the picture with 42.7. I think that pretty much confirms he's giving up on it. But Dizzy has got every opportunity here to get Mockery. He's there for to take him, really. He's just got to focus on lap time, getting as much as he can. He's a tenth off his fastest, so he's really on it. And as soon as he gets in that slipstream, he'll be gaining a little bit more. And he's getting Mockery's. Was it the last lap? 45.2. I'm getting too excited here. Well, I won't say too excited, but getting semi-excited. As it looks like Mockery is crumbling now. As it's down to 1.2 with the last 40 seconds of the race. Will Dizzy Al manage to get this position off of Mocking Weeks with literally 2 corners to go? It's down to 8 tenths, 7 tenths. It's coming in. He's reeling him in. It's going to be a dash to the line, surely. But here goes Dizzy Al, 4 tenths back. He's closed it down 14 seconds as Raul claims the win, but that isn't important right now. As we're watching Dizzy Al dive bomb down the inside, and that is cheeky, but he's got the grip, and on the last corner Dizzy Al claims P2 off of Mocking Weeks, who tries to get the slipstream. But what a race at the end there from Dizzy Al, who managed to just 2 tenths in it, claim that second spot back. And that was very, very close. Ben, in the end, 5 seconds off his tyres. Actually got engine damage as well. So, Dizzy Al in the end, just getting Mocking Weeks. And that was very, very close. Very, very close. But the SLR boys will be so happy with that result. Obviously, Ben in 4th with team consistency, and then you got SLR Orange 1st and SLR Orange 5th. And that'll mean a big points haul for them. But obviously we've got this feature race yet to come, so Ben might win that yet. But Dizzy Al is for the blue, and Alpha Gents for the blue, so it's 1-5-2-6. And then we've got Mocking Mix and Dizzy in the middle. Obviously Dory didn't finish, CIP didn't finish, Fly High didn't finish, and that small guy didn't finish. I wonder if he'll return for the sprint. But yeah, that's your classification. And it's another win for Raul, who will be strengthening his grip on the championship evermore. With a pole position, clean race. Didn't get the fastest lap, so he didn't get the Grand Slam. Ben wasn't happy with the fact he wasn't 22 laps, otherwise Mocking Mix would have been screwed. But won't go yet, Tom. It's the sprint race yet. We'll be here for a bit longer. There's lots of comments coming in. Alpha Jensen was watching a movie in that race as well. I'm actually quite surprised my voice hasn't actually dried up today. So I suppose my dehydration problem's disappearing a bit, which is a good sign, I suppose. And commentate for long periods. guys, don't go away yet. We've got a sprint race to have, reverse grid. We'll have 7 cars on the grid for a 10-minute race. Alfie's on pole, that could be a disaster. Right guys, we're getting underway in 4 minutes. I'm gonna go and take a dump and I will see you in a second. too many SLR cars. It's not my fault my drivers turn up. Or I place them or something. Just want more points. But here we are for the sprint race, the final race of today. It's a 10-minute race, which will have a rolling start, and then we'll see how it goes. Alfie Jensen first, Jar second. So we started fairly similar, and then Ben in third. Ben probably the favourite. Turns out what Mockumeets can do, and Raoul and Dizzy will have to work their way through a few cars. I would say the field, but it's not really a field. My camera won't work again. Da da da. As we got on the race, I was a bit daydreaming there. As Alfie gets away with Jarv. Ben has had a bit of a snaky start again. With Mockumeets, Dizzy, Raoul, and Dory propping up the field. We'll go a bit further forward. I'm presuming that Ben is making his move early because he needs the win. He needs a win. Some description, not an error. As Ben gets rid of Jar very quick. And now sets off after Alfie Jensen. And this is exactly what Ben would have liked, to isolate one car in the front and then just go from there, instead of having to deal with Jarv, Mockumeets and people like that. But it's a good start from him. As it looks like he's gained through there quite a lot on Alfie. As he tries to go around the outside in his Nissan, but Alfie makes his car very wide and holds him up slightly, and it allows the cars behind to gain a bit. Oh, and there's contact between Dizzy and Raoul, who's got massive amount of damage, and that will suit Bengalga down to the ground, and that is not what them two wanted, for sure. What's that on my phone? Oh, I didn't. No, I must. No, I want something sticky on my phone, but it's not what I think it is. I don't know what it is. As Raoul is now getting overtaken by Dory, who's that much damage to his car. As Alfie Jensen is still holding on to the lead of this race somehow, ahead of Ben. So, but when they get into rhythm, I'd like to think Ben got the pace on Alfie. But you know what George was like. George wasn't as quick as Ben, but he managed to hold him off for 6 laps until the last corner where Ben dive bombed him. But Alfie will be hoping for the same again. But Ben's got the inside line. Well, Alfie cut him off. Fairly respectful this time, as well, that was more like a protest really from Alfie. No, as Mockumeets, well, I'd say that Mockumeets catch up, but it doesn't, does it? Now it's all out for Ben just to make no mistakes and get to the end. But he's struggled with that so far, especially leading races. And I have been badgering him all the time about him not being able to win races, and I keep teasing him. So maybe he can prove me wrong. Obviously, being the owner of the SLR GT teams, I would. As Alfie looks to be going purple on lap 3. Keeping up with Ben, quite nice. Showing a bit more pace than in the first race for sure. As Dizzy's looking at Jarv. As Mockamy doesn't seem to be able to keep up with the front two at the minute, but Alfie's made a mistake there. And really, Dizzy and Jarv's about the only battle we're going to get, I think. As now we're starting to get some battles with Mocky Mix and Alfie there. That's for P2. Dizzy and Jarv for P4. That's been going on for a while though. With Raoul having his damage, obviously not being able to have any pace whatsoever. Being sapped out of him. Jarv's actually catching up to Alfie, who's actually been overtaken by Mocky Mix now, so Jarv might be able to get that podium. Well, Mocky Mix, I had a big slide. It wasn't Ben. And the one person who could really catch Ben is probably Mocky Mix, but at this point in the race I don't see it. Lots of messages. Talking about final lap, so we're on the final lap of this Alsace Grand Prix. It's kind of I won't say it's kind of died, because there's battles there, there's two there, but I kind of died, I think. I'm getting a bit tired. It's fine. Ready for bed. Yeah, Alfie's catching mocking weeks. Still, so mocking weeks' tyre management hasn't been brilliant, but they've got the same. So Alfie's just doing a good job, but Ben's gone, unless he crashes, and he's won this race. And then there's Jarv and Dizzy, and Jarv's hanging on for dear life, like he has been for a very long time. And I wonder if Muckins can get robbed for the second time today by a blue car and his wing mirrors. Well, Raoul's winning the championship. I think Dylan Curtin is second, but he's not here this week. Mocking Weeks is third. I don't know the points exactly. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's top three. Team Consistencies, that's Ben's team at the top of the championship at the minute, and then SLR in just second by about 10 points or so. But they're obviously going to change this week. Half their team's not here. They're away. I think I should be back next week actually. I might have to work next week. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm here next week. And then I'm not here for 2 weeks. Oh. No, I don't know after that. So, yeah, so the first win, the feature race went to Raoul. Unfortunately, he got a bit of damage. I think if he says I'm sorry, it seems to mean it's his fault. Yeah, the sprint race was won by Ben. First win of the season for him. Long overdue for round 5. He took his time to win one. But yeah, Mocking Weeks and Alfie on the final podium. It's quite surprising that he managed to survive. Killer KD's joined. I think he was a tier 2 driver. But yeah, guys. Next week, I don't have a clue what the track is. I couldn't tell you. I don't keep up with the GT League that much. I've got a lot of F1 stuff going on in the next week as well. So it's going to be a tough week for me as an owner. Yeah, you'll be seeing me next week for whatever Grand Prix it is. I'm hoping I'll have the championship standings on me next week. Tom, if you want to join, I could go through them because I'll save them. But I didn't come prepared today. So yeah, guys, thanks for the chat, and I'll see you next week.